Today, I am in San Jose to get my car's tint warranty done. "13 years ago, when I first purchased my car, I got the tint done at MrTint. Back at that time, these are the only two bays they had. However, because business apparently is doing really well, they added 2 additional bays, several doors down the road. This is a very good tint shop. Lots of very expensive cars and classic cars have their tint done. This is my car. The shop owner, Terry, is a great guy. Very nice with warranty work. Since the tint was initially finished 13 years ago, the rear window started to have bubbles 2 years ago. So I got it replaced here for warranty, no charge. And then recently, the driver's side started to have bubbles, so I got it done again. This tinting store is a good 40 minutes drive away from my home. So why did I choose to have the job done here? Number one, of course, it's a nice store, nice shop with perfect reputation. And the good reputation is for real. The second reason is even more interesting, because across the street, that is where my second job is. Now I'm going to take a walk toward it. This shop is located pretty much alongside the Stevens Creek of West San Jose. This is like the car capital of Silicon Valley. Along this street, you can find all kinds of very, very fancy cars. To begin with, there's a Toyota. The Toyotas sold here are typically quite a bit more expensive than the other Toyota dealers. But what can you say? This is Silicon Valley. Everything is a bit more expensive. Across the street, that is Mini Cooper. Mini Cooper was really hot for a while. I think when they started to show up when they showed up in the Italian job, the new one, everybody want to get a Mini Cooper. And it pretty much killed the new VW Golf. Across the street, that is Stevens Creek Porsche. You can see the logo. I hope you can see it. Let me increase it. Behind this 76 gas station, that's a Porsche dealer.
Wait. Cross highway at
Down this direction, we got all those names belongs to Jeep. I think we have Cadillac over there too. But we're going down this direction. Even though Stevens Creek Toyota is a bit more expensive than other places, the good thing about it often has very rare, very extremely high-end Toyotas. I'm talking those like a TRD Pro type. It's very rare, very expensive. They also have those Toyota, I think Supra, made by BMW, which is ridiculous. Why would Toyota need help from BMW to make a car? Let's see what kind of goodies they got today. Regular Toyotas. I don't see something really unique right here. TRD is not TRD Pro. Only TRD Pro is the rare versions. Oh, this is a good one. iForce Max TRD Pro. This is Toyota Tundra. I haven't looked into the details about these new Toyota trucks. I heard after they switched to turbo or supercharged engines, the quality was not as good as before. I don't know if it's true or not. That's just what I heard. The other side of the street, we got a BMW. And this side is Mazda. Due to the lack of technology in electric cars and maybe the lack of money to invest in it, Mazda never made any real effort in electric vehicles. Turns out they are lucky. Electric vehicles in the United States haven't had a good experience so far, except for Tesla, of course. Oh, the Cadillac dealer is over there. Voila. This is my second job, where my second job was. This place used to be called Stevens Creek Executive Office Park. There was once a kind of 2-story building in this now empty lot. I worked here for 7 years. 7 very long and very hard years. The office park was divided into 2 houses by this street called Lopina in the middle. You can see a portion of the other side has been developed into pretty nice new condos. Things has totally changed. Nowadays, they call it Stevens Creek Promenade. Fancier names, right? Promenade. I bet these condos or apartments won't be cheap at all. I have had lunch in this round table pizza many times in the past. It used to be a buffet place, all you can eat. So when I was hungry, this is almost always my top choice. Almost endless pizza to eat for $10 or $12. That was a fantastic deal. It's no more. It's on the way out. On this street, there are lots of car dealers, and each car dealer has a repair shop which employs a lot of auto technicians. Those technicians' job is hard, so therefore this is also a popular spot for those car technicians who can fully take advantage of the all-you-can-eat. It's a VW, there's a Hertz car sales, there's a Honda, and there is a Volvo over there. Oh, there is also Mercedes, and further away there is a Nissan. We're not going over there. Let's go back to my old office. After I left my first job, I started working for this company, which is a small hedge fund at the time. Looking back, I think I learned the 2 most important lessons I learned from these 2 experiences is that number 1, you really cannot count on other people's resume or experience. So when I started working for this company, I was thinking, maybe because all the other people work from very famous shops, so they know a lot of the secret. They have a lot of skills for trading stocks. So if I can just help them, just contribute my time, everything will work out. In the end, this turned out not to be true. I joined this company and they totally relied on me to create the trading strategies. I had a good collaborator at the time, and we worked together, and we created a pretty good trading strategy, and it worked really well for a while. However, other firms quickly caught up, and it didn't take too long for the signals to be traded away. So you can see in the financial market, the skill set you learn sometimes is very temporary. The market competition is extremely fierce. Any secret trading techniques one can accumulate will quickly, most likely, be arbitraged away. So that's the second lesson I learned. If you want to make a living, you want to accumulate a valuable skill set for the long run, it's much better to focus on kind of permanent skill set, mathematics, statistics, machine learning. And I mean, you don't just learn how to use a software to do the calculations. You must be able to derive the algorithm yourself with a pen and paper. That's the only thing. That's the only way you can learn. Otherwise, your skill is not for real. My third job, which I have never been to, is a company in Seattle, Washington. After I left this company, this hedge fund, I started to work for the Seattle company. Since I will never be able to actually go to that place, most likely, I'll just talk about it here right now. The company in Seattle is a medium-sized company providing financial services. It's not particularly big. However, I think it has an outsized reputation in the industry. So two things I learned from that experience are the most noteworthy, because I didn't work there for very long, only 2 years. One more look at my previous job. This is real California plants. Okay, two things I learned from the Seattle job. Number one, having a employer with good reputation is extremely useful. It's very important because when you or someone you go to the job market, you submit your resume. If your background were all from smaller, less well-known companies, people will discount you extremely heavily. This is what I learned from my past experience. Once I started working for the company in Seattle, I can tell in the future job searches, whoever look at my resume, they almost always pay attention to that Seattle job. So I wouldn't be able to get my current job if I haven't worked for this Seattle company. So I really appreciate those 2 years I spent in the Seattle company, and I should thank the manager, my supervisor, who recruited me. She was a very nice, super helpful Russian lady. She's also very intelligent, can spot issues very quickly. So I'm very impressed by her ability to see through the various difficulties and quickly grasp the fundamental technical issues for each project. So she was great. That's why I wish in the future, this is Toyota's parking lot. As I've spent countless of time walking down the Toyota's parking lot, looking at these cars. It was very fun to do because car, I think, is the most technologically advanced instrument, equipment that normal people can ever operate in their life. The technology in cars beats the technology in houses by thousands of miles. Houses are expensive. Just they cannot be replaced easily, and it takes a lot of space. Cars symbolize the technical advance of the civilization. Yeah, back to the topic. So I really hope that my kids can, in the future, start their career in a well-established company, to learn the skills, to make the correct connection. In this way, their future would be much easier. I surely hoped I have went down this path. Now, why I decided to leave the Seattle job after 2 years? That is a very interesting question. Number one is obvious. After COVID is over, the company started to asking us to go back to office. Well, the company was in Seattle and I am in San Francisco. At that time, both my kids were in middle school and in high school. So it's almost unimaginable to uproot the whole family to go to Seattle. A second very important reason is that as a person with defensive thinking, I was feeling that the Seattle job didn't provide me with enough irreplaceable skill set. While at the Seattle company, I created lots of investment strategies, but those strategies heavily relied on optimization software provided by a well-known industry leader. Therefore, any skill set I accumulated, at least to me, were very easily replaced and can be easily reproduced by most people who are semi-intelligent. So I don't have the feeling of the safety derived from technical know-how. That is very different, because while I was in my first and second job, I do know all the key technologies, details involved in those companies. Therefore, I do feel my job, my career was relatively secure as long as I remain in those companies. But I don't have the same feeling when working for the Seattle company. That's why I left that company and started working for my current employer 4 years ago. In this company, we solve the problems from ground up using our math modeling skills. And then once we finish the math modeling, we send the job to a general optimization solver to get a result. Of course, we still don't solve the problem in every imaginable detail, but that is okay. Even the mathematical modeling part involves a lot of insight and skills. For the same problem or with the same general solver, different people can create a problem that can be solved in vastly different period of time. For the same problem, an inexperienced researcher can create a problem that may be solved, if they are lucky, in hours or days. But for a knowledgeable, skilled researcher, the same problem may be solved in seconds or minutes. So that's a lot of experience, and the mathematical training goes behind those modeling skills. So that is a part that I am working on, and I really enjoy every aspect of it. So that is why finding the position at this Boston job was relatively easy. Number one, the company I work for in San Francisco is a world famous company So I got the credibility provided by my current employer. But also important is this is the job number 5 from Boston aligns perfectly well with my research interest. So when I work on something I'm interested in, I can instantly grasp all the key issues. I care about everything other people care and a lot more. However, if I work on something I'm not fundamentally interested, I become really slow, and the people can tell. That is why once my current employer decided that we are no longer going to solve the problems ourselves, the job itself become untenable. Spending the same amount of time working on things that I'm not really interested in is tough. I have to pretend I'm interested in something I'm not really interested in, which requires a lot of effort psychologically, and I wouldn't be able to produce the result that can really impress other people, right? Because if you don't care about it, how can you impress other people? It's hard. So I'm really glad that the company at Boston provided me with opportunity to let me have the opportunity to deploy all my experience, all my knowledge to solve problems I'm really interested in. So I hope it's going to be a great experience. One more look at my lots of people returning to the parking lot after test drive. One more. Okay. Since this is today is all about cars, let's look at this one. I really like this car. I almost bought one when I was looking for my cars. So I didn't buy this Miata, I think Type D, right? Generation D. Just because it has only 2 seats at that time. I really like this car. Almost bought one. Maybe I'll get one later. I bought my Subaru BRZ because even though it's small, the back seat is very cramped, I can still fit my kids inside. This is a missed opportunity for me for sure. Let's end here.